Hey guys, Hal here. In this video we're going to be covering how to generate the distant terrain POI meshes. So let's get going. The first thing you're going to have to do is grab the latest version of the editor. It needs to be at least 0.75. Once you've opened it up and set it up to access the game, you need to just click this Install Empty World button. What this does is, if you head over to your game install into the data worlds folder, once you click the button, it just creates a new type of world that you can create. Many thanks to the pimps, because it's those guys that have provided this new world for us. And we're going to be using it. Well, I'm going to be showing you two ways of getting the meshes out. One of them uses this method, the other is the BBB way. So once it's installed, if you just start up 7 Days to Die, okay, so now the game's loaded. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new world. We're going to set type to creative, and then we should have access to this new empty world type in here. So let's just start fresh, and then just click start. Now what you're going to have to do as soon as you enter the game is hit the H key for fly, because this is going to be a completely empty world and you'll just start falling. So let's wait for it to boot. Okay, so as soon as I enter the game I hit fly and all is good. So as you can see, we are in a completely empty world. So the first way I'm going to show you is using the console command version of the prefab tools. So first thing we need to do is we need to enable edit mode, the game's internal edit mode, and we do that through the BBB functions just by saying BBB EE. Oh, you can only be an admin, so BBB RP to set yourself as local admin, and then BBB EE. And you'll see in the bottom there, edit mode true. So now you're in edit mode, and because we're in this special kind of world, we can now access the console function of saying prefab. Oh, just by the way, just for this example, I've just copied one of the vanilla prefabs. I've just renamed one of the apartments to !app. So you can see here we've got the TTS and the XML, but with no mesh file for it. So the command is prefab load and then the name of the prefab without the extension. And there you see the prefab has loaded in. So now it's loaded, we need to create the mesh file, and again, on the console, prefab simplify, if I could type, and then the game will hang for a moment or two while it simplifies the mesh of the prefab. There you can see things just got a little bit different. So it's taken out like the transparent blocks and just replaced them with solid textures, and it's just created a simpler mesh overall. So once that's done, one more command for combine, and you'll see it all go to hell as the shader screws up. And now we've done that, you can do one more command for export. And what that does, if we have a look back in the file, it's created the mesh file there. And that's it. You now have a distant terrain POI mesh for this prefab file. So the other way is pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is you can do it in an actual world, although I wouldn't recommend it because you have to be at 000 and it wipes out the chunks in that area. So don't do it on a multiplayer server. Keep it on a SP game that you can just throw away afterwards. And the only difference is that you don't have to use BBB EE to enable edit mode. We can turn that off now. But if we do the same, we can say BBB prefab load AP. Oh, sorry, we've already got that one there. So BBB prefab clear. Prefab clear. Maybe not. Okay, we might have to come out of that then. But this is what I mean, you've got to be starting worlds that you can just throw away if anything goes wrong, or once you're done and happy. So, in fact, let's go into a engine gen. This will take ages to boot up as it usually does, so I'll meet you there. Okay, one crash later and we're back in game. Pro tip, it takes a lot less time to start a nav game than it does an RNG, so go for that if you're doing prefabbing. Okay, so now we're in game. The only difference between the BBB version and the console version is that you don't have to be in edit mode or be in the empty world, but you do still need to be at 000, so let's just give ourselves admin permissions and then teleport to 000. Okay, let's stick debug mode on because I think it's teleported us. Yeah. So rerun that. So here we are at 000, and now we can just do. Oh, by the way, I've created a new one that is just a copy of the AP file, just called RNG. It should have been called nav really, but never mind. So let's load it. Sorry, BBB prefab load RNG. There we go. So again, this is the file, but you'll see all the world is still out there somewhere. But this game is now ruined. You know, if you came back in here, there'd just be a massive pit. So, but it's exactly the same. Prefab, simplify. Let it think about it. There we go. Prefab, combine, and the shader screws up. BBB prefab, export. And if we just refresh, there we go. We've got the exact same mesh as was generated in the empty world. There is one command that the console version can do that mine can't, and that's prefab merge bulk. And from digging around in the code, it looks like it goes through every prefab in the prefab folder and tries to do a mesh for it, but when I try and run it, it just crashes out after a while. It hangs for ages and then just crashes out. So if you can get it to work, let us know on the forums and help the community out. Alright guys, thank you very much.